Yes!
Oh!
These two.
Ooh, sees right through your ass.
What a wild turn of events.
Yeah,
truly, man. Is Daredevil on the scene?
Yay!
Let's go!
Thank you to KALSHI for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Citizens of the Reject Nation, we are back for the penultimate episode, Season 2, Episode 7 of Daredevil Born Again. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this journey, and thank you for all of you who have supported us and gotten this amazing t-shirt. Look at that! Here.
All three of them.
Yes. Look how good it came out, too.
I know,
Love
I'm so
that.
proud of
If you
it.
want to, if for some reason you haven't gotten it and you want to go get it, rejectnationshop.com, go get it. We're going to get right into this episode. I don't even want to hear what these guys have to say. I want to see that after that ending, so we're going to get right into it right now. So let's do it.
Oh, the Avengers Tower was in that shot.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Yeah, that was cool right next to the Chrysler.
Last night's attack on City Hall by criminals.
Is he trying to find Karen?
Protesters.
Attacked by
Wow. Cool seeing
Homelander.
remnants of the aftermath.
Cool exposition.
To restore order.
Oh, got the black suit on.
Oh, so you're going to
Fun
notice
needle drop.
the missing
They
earring.
putting Daddy's cufflinks back on?
Oh,
just one.
Uh-oh.
The earring's missing.
Look out over the town, you're leading wrong.
Ooh.
Dead roses.
Yeah.
Symbolism.
Full of goddamn problems. That ain't nothing
Wow.
but the good Lord.
I would do so good in a search like that.
Oh, yeah.
Being searched, I would cooperate so
A
well.
vibe.
Sometimes they'll take you.
Where's her toilet?
It's full-blown Kingpin.
What a jacket.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man, he is in such a dark place right now. I love it.
Hello, Miss Page. You have taken people from me.
Uh-oh.
Yet I believe in order, and you are a criminal. Worse, you're the sidekick of a deranged vigilante. You broke in and deluded. You abet his crimes. For what? Love. Ha!
Wow, she's so close.
Yeah, her approaching
You know, I've
him.
never seen you scared before.
Ooh, sees right through your ass.
Kind of like it.
Ooh.
Not fear.
Okay, Karen. Uh-oh.
Order.
No, you took it too far last night, and you know it. And the city knows it.
Wow, Karen.
And they call Matt Murdock the man without fear.
One
She
phone call.
doesn't have a lot of fear in her either.
Choose it wisely.
She's calling the defenders.
Yeah.
Good morning, sunshine.
Yes!
Oh.
These two.
Hold, listen, before you choose violence.
If you ever come at me or Danielle ever again, I swear to God, I will kill you. Do you understand me?
Yeah, please don't kill me. I'm not really sure you can anymore because the little birdie said your powers ain't what they used to be.
Show him.
Don't forget, I am the only one that can connect you with Luke.
Oh.
What?
What do you mean?
Where is he?
He is overseas. He's doing the Lord's work, so you don't have to.
Oh.
You're behind Fisk's arms deal.
What?
Why are you covering for him?
I'm not anymore. It's actually the opposite.
Trying to get him out of office now.
The governor wants Fisk out, except he just went apeshit on his own voters. I don't think she can do it. The way I see it, this goes all kinds of wrong for Governor McCaffrey.
Ah.
Fisk is gonna kill the governor.
Wow, there was so much information.
Yeah.
Luke.
I don't believe a word says, but in this case, it does track.
She's the only one who can revoke the Freeport's charter. Fisk puts one of his puppets in the governor's office.
Oh, wow.
Cherry, Jessica Cherry. Hey, big fan of your work.
PI to
Cherry.
PI?
Go on.
I haven't seen Cherry in a minute.
Prince, photo, phone call, the works. They're fast-tracking her to vigilante court. You go in there and bust her out, you are the criminal he says you are.
She's not safe there.
If he was gonna hurt her, he'd have done it already.
He kind of hurt her.
Look, I'm told he went to the precinct, they talked, he left.
Little choking.
He's making it legal. We have anybody at the 15th?
We do. Come on, Matt, I'm all over this. And you sticking around?
I haven't decided yet.
City needs you.
I've heard that before.
Me too.
Nice to meet you, Cherry.
You too.
Like, yeah,
Matt.
they paid me for this episode. I'll stick around.
I can't help you there. I did what I came here to do. I got Charles off I need to get home.
Oh, come on. Nah, come on, Jessica.
Fisk isn't gonna stop unless someone puts him down.
Forgotten how encouraging you were.
Don't get yourself killed. The city needs you.
Nah, she'll help.
That cop
Bullseye.
that Karen chained up. Oh no, Bullseye, you're right.
That cop's dead.
Oh yeah, a lot happened.
What now?
You wanted one good deed, right? Something to balance the scales?
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
I got it for you. But first, know this.
Oh my God, break out Karen.
He's gonna
That's
save
crazy.
Foggy Karen.
I hate you for Foggy. I hate you for Father Latham, for Agent Nadeem.
Nadeem.
Part of me wants to kill you, and part of me needs to forgive you.
Well,
Guy's so buff.
Dude got shredded.
Now go, disappear, die, I don't care. But if you mean what you say, you want to do one good thing in a life full of shit, I got it for you.
you know I can't make any promises, right?
Wouldn't believe you if you did.
What do you want me to do?
What a wild turn of events.
Yeah,
truly, man.
Oh, blue and red teaming up.
Blue and red, blue and red.
Oh, welcome back.
Been so long.
That's who's in the 15th.
Yeah.
Where you been, bro?
Been a while.
Wondered why they brought me to the 15th.
Hey,
Gonna
you
have
know,
to-
chief of detective gets to pull a few strings.
Yeah, hot shot, huh?
Gonna have to give him a lot of cigars now for his mom.
What are you doing?
Come with me.
Oh, I'm so happy he's back.
Yeah.
Right on camera, what's happening?
I got to bring Turk back at some point.
Oh, I'd love to have Turk back.
Oh.
Oh,
You know, we all got to stop meeting up like this.
Listen, we don't have much time. I need you.
I can't go with you.
No, I know. I didn't come to get you.
I don't know what this is, but it feels like an opportunity. I think I have to stay. I have to face him in court. They tell you he came to see me.
She's gonna die.
I don't know what's going on in his mind, but he's scheming and he's planning and he's way the hell out of us. I just don't think we can run.
Yes, scheme, Fisk, scheme.
Because he's losing the city and he knows it. He's gonna prosecute you and humiliate you publicly, legitimately, and make everyone cheer for it.
Can't say it's not smart.
Mm.
That means there'll be cameras.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
You gotta put makeup on.
We may have to cross lines to stop it. Just not the ones you think.
Maybe Matt Murdock should defend her.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
is he gonna reveal he's Matt Murdock as Daredevil?
I was thinking that.
So, yeah. So both our theories are gonna come true.
I
Coy.
think so. I think we're about to get that sweatshirt. I'm not Daredevil. It's crazy how much humanity he can convey in that mask.
Yeah, man. He's gotten really comfortable in it.
Aiding and abetting murder, providing material support to known terrorist Daredevil, say nothing of inciting a riot.
Charge her on all of them.
Well, sir, given the time crunch...
All of them.
Do you know the AG is going to want to be involved?
Well, what he in Albany wants is irrelevant at this point.
He's back to all black like when we first met him in this whole series.
Yep.
District Attorney Hochberg is an interesting fellow, isn't he?
He's a very skilled litigator.
He makes my skin crawl. Lawyers, they use words to twist the truth, don't they?
I wanted to check on you, person to person. How are you, sir?
I don't know. I haven't been asked that.
That was such a genuine reaction.
I always accepted love as a prison. I just never expected to be in it alone.
No one tells you the truth in times like this, which is, this is gonna hurt.
Sucks.
We don't know when or if it's going to end.
I appreciate your words.
Oh, that shot was beautiful.
I'd like to think I have more self-control than that.
But you didn't.
How do you know? Are there cameras in there? Nice between the door shot. Like that.
But how's Bullseye factor? Is Bullseye gonna like help fake a death or something like that?
Yeah, we didn't see, and I thought it was gonna be breaking her out.
Yeah.
But clearly they want her on trial. Clearly Matt might reveal himself.
I mean, you've been thinking he's gonna end up in jail, and I've been thinking the public will find out who he is.
And that might be how he ends up in jail.
Yeah.
Can I get my shit back? No.
Are they still here?
This is kidnapping, you know. Okay, look, I understand that you're mad.
No,
but
I'm not mad.
Betrayal.
Matt doesn't even begin to cover it. But I'm sorry. I thought we actually had each other's backs. You're city without fear bullshit. So what? You were working with Karen Page?
I started the BB report in my dorm room. I put every dime and every hour of my life into it. And you turned it into some plastic commercial for fascist New York.
I didn't see you complaining.
Okay, well, clearly you didn't see City Without Fear. He killed my uncle.
That doesn't matter anymore. Because right now, Buck Cashman is waiting for me to hand you over to him. And if I don't, then he comes after me.
I was being very upfront.
And my mom, and anyone I care about.
It's quite a predicament.
Give me my phone.
No.
Why?
Because I don't trust you. Just give me a second to fucking think. Just sit there and let me think. You need a safe house.
What are you, Jason Bourne?
He only needed a second to think.
Someplace Buck doesn't know about.
Hey, I mean, he's a fan of crime films. He was.
I have a friend, a finance buddy, works mostly in Hong Kong. I'll text him.
He's actually putting himself out there.
Or
Daniel is proving to be quite a team player.
Yes, he is.
BB would know what Daniel's going to do.
Do you think Karen Page knows that she's the wounded soldier, screaming in the field, drawing her comrades into the line of fire?
Damn.
I stand before you today to ask that you convict and that you punish this woman, Karen Page.
Your Honors, I could argue my client's innocence. I could argue against the Safer Streets Act.
But
First, I want you to think on one very important concept. What is a vigilante? Is a vigilante the last resort to obtain the justice that a broken society can no longer supply?
Miss Page is not a hero. No, she's a criminal, responsible for the destruction of innocent human lives.
God, Hawkbird, you're awful.
The way the music is swelling up.
Yeah, crescendo building.
And fulfilling that duty can only come to one conclusion.
Guilty.
Not guilty.
The judges are like, we don't know what to do.
Before we proceed, I'd like to bring in my co-counsel.
No way.
Is this about to happen?
Matthew Murdock?
Yay! Let's go!
He's back!
This is crazy!
He doesn't seem that surprised.
He just said calling her friends into the line of fire.
Yeah.
Officer Powell, tell me, what is the mission statement for the Anti-Vigilante Task Force?
To interdict, apprehend, and prosecute extra-legal vigilantes to the fullest extent of the law.
To the fullest extent of the law? That sounds serious.
As a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
Who formed the task force and created these parameters?
Mayor Fisk.
Can you tell me about those scars on your face?
Oh, no, I got these scars.
I got these in a firefight with Daredevil and Frank Castle.
At Mr. Murdock's apartment.
Yes.
Why were you there?
We were performing a welfare check.
Welfare check? With assault rifles and MRAP personnel carriers? I don't know, seems like a lot of hardware for a blind lawyer. Was the defendant there?
I was told she drove the getaway vehicle.
You were told. What else did Officer Powell tell you to do? Did he tell you to kill Hector Ayala? Or maybe that was Mayor Fisk.
Objection. Immaterial, misleading, and prejudicial.
Sustained.
He just freaks out.
Hawkbird was so pulled into the case he forgot to speak up.
Oh, good job.
No further questions.
Wow, this is just as exciting as the Johnny Depp trial.
Alan, I think it's time we move forward on the suspension paperwork. Fisk's reign is over, but we do need to move quick, though.
Uh-oh.
You know, it's not just Fisk and Buck. It's me too. I've done things.
What are you talking about?
I went upstate with Buck to the Catskills and we buried a body.
Jesus.
Yeah, but that was against your will.
But I can't have anyone else knowing I did that.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Come on.
This is really suspenseful.
Daniel! Daniel, please! Daniel! Is this really the person you want to be?
It's the person I have to be.
Fuck! Come on.
This guy is torn all the time, man.
Take this and go. Don't go home. Don't tell me where. And do not go any place he would look, okay?
Wait, what are you gonna do?
You do the right thing. Just let me.
Oh.
Thank you.
Of course. Just make it count.
Damn, what a great character. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
He's invented for the show.
Redemption arc by Daniel.
Yeah.
This court is adjourned until tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's fun when they set him up at the beginning of the series. It seemed like he'd be destined to be a bad guy.
And we all just assumed.
They're not leaving, are they?
No, they're not.
Oh,
shit.
Ruh-roh.
God damn, there's so many.
Oh, no, Terry! Oh!
Take the wheel! Take the wheel!
This is Duffy's first exposure to this.
Oh,
damn.
Shit. Oh, nice. Oh, man, he used a stick.
Oh, no.
Is Bullseye protecting the
Oh, yeah,
governor?
that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
That's his...
Or not, or not.
Or is that Buck?
No, I thought that was Buck, and then Bullseye would save her last minute. Maybe not.
Yeah! Thank God. Ugh. Yeah, buddy.
Swag, dude.
Yeah. Such a fun entrance.
Is that Buck?
I don't think it's Buck.
That's not how you would take him out.
He's so proud of
good
himself.
deed.
Where is she?
No idea.
She's not coming.
Shit. Bye, Daniel.
Where is she, Daniel?
I think she had a birthday party.
Dude, don't mock him.
Now, sooner or later, we both know.
Gonna find her.
You're gonna tell me.
That's why he doesn't know.
Fuck you, Buck.
Yeah, yeah.
Buck!
Oh, I needed the kidney would kill.
Jesus.
No! No!
Damn.
Oh, shit.
It's nice to finally meet you.
Ms. Glenn.
She has to deem her a crazy vigilante.
Matt's lovers in the same room.
I also conduct psychological evaluations for the district attorney's office.
Oh. I'll pass.
Doesn't really work that way. Answer truthfully. There are no wrong answers. I like mechanics magazines.
You know, the Minnesota multiphasic personality inventory is out of date. Maybe we should try something else.
What did you have in mind?
I'm in love with this man. He's completely inaccessible. He's distant, complicated.
Oh, man.
Worries me.
As it should.
It's also totally hot. So, what does that say about me?
Ooh.
I mean, what kind of person kills their own brother?
Oh.
The mayor's office has detailed files. Fratricide is very rare. Is Kevin molesting you? Don't.
Wow.
Ooh.
No, it wasn't like that.
I'm sure.
Getting,
Did you feel
getting to
powerful when you murdered James Wesley? After a lifetime of, I don't know, being used as a puppet by all these men. Daddy, brother.
Don't.
Frank Casso. Fuck you. Funny.
Battle of the Minds.
I know that Matt, that mystery beside me, loves me in a way that makes every contradiction, every conflict in him and in me a part of us. And I'm willing to bet that that's the part that you can't really understand.
Professionals call that transference.
Yeah, well, I call it the truth. You were friends with Vanessa Fisk, weren't you?
I'm not answering any personal questions. That's unprofessional.
That's where you draw the line.
Oh.
Matt really hurt you, didn't he? Enough that you'd run to them to feel safe. I'm so sorry.
Oh, got your ass. Oh, oh.
Don't pity me. Too late.
She's not scared of fish. She's not scared of this bitch.
I don't enjoy this.
One interrogation to another.
I don't know where she is.
It's interesting the two interrogators are the ones who are into each other.
This isn't Hellman, Buck. Last chance.
Hey, he doesn't want to do it.
Oh, great lighting.
What is following his orders gonna do for you? How long till you're on the floor with a gun pointed at your head?
Patient of difficult cases. Of things almost despaired of. Pray for me. Please pray for me that God come to me in my hour of need.
This is good intercutting, reflecting on how they're all feeling right now.
Consolation in all my tribulations and sufferings.
She's here to help.
Yeah, buddy.
I may bless God.
You ask and you shall receive.
Oh! Oh, man.
I thought it'd be the cliffhanger. I didn't think we'd see it.
Oh.
Buck is loyal.
He is. Oh, that's where we end it.
Reject Nation. One of the things I love about a character like Matt Murdock is when they walk into a room, swagger and tie, emitting that Bond energy. Sharp suit, dangerous, calm. Feels like he could ruin a whole bad guy's week without raising his voice. And speaking of Bond, one of the biggest conversations right now is who will be the next James Bond? Now, our friends at KALSHI, who I was genuinely using during the Oscar season to track who was going to win, also helped me in my friend's betting pool, got me thinking about this. Because for you guys who don't know, KALSHI is the largest prediction market in the world, and the only place to trade on all these events legally in all 50 states. I've been using it because it's a really interesting way not to just have opinions, but actually see what the market thinks. So you can trade on things like who's going to be the next Bond, movie casting, even what's happening in the world. So let's look at the bond market. The link's in the description box if you want to pull it up yourself. Okay, so at the time of filming this, Callum Turner, he's sitting around 47%, Jacob Elordi around 21%, and Aaron Taylor Johnson around 16%. So those percentages are basically the price you're seeing. So if Callum's trading at 47 cents, the market is basically saying 47% chance he gets cast. And since each outcome is worth $1 if it happens, if you're right, you get the full $1. I enjoy it because as movie lovers, we all have opinions about this stuff. We argue, we debate, but this is the first time I felt like I can actually put that instinct to the test. So if 007 had a gun to my head, I'd honestly take Jacob Elordi. He's got that cool, like, icy presence. Feels like Bond to me. Plus, I've seen him in person, met him this close. He's a really good-looking guy, and he's tall. I like him a lot. Anyway, Rejects, sign up is free. You can click the link in the description box or use code Rejects to check out the James Bond actor market yourself and get $10 when you trade $10. That's kalshi.com/r/rejects. Thank you, Kalshi, for sponsoring this video.
All right, guys, that was episode 7, of season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. And if you're listening to us on Apple or Spotify, make sure you give us a 5-star rating. We would appreciate it. If you're listening on YouTube, do all the YouTube stuff. Hit the like button. Don't forget to ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever we drop videos such as these. Special thanks to the fine folks who are editing these videos. We appreciate all their help. And it's a tedious task to do this, so we appreciate it. And don't forget, we've got these amazing shirts out right now, rejectnationshop.com. Go check it out. Go buy yourself one. They are awesome. And also, we have a Patreon page. It helps support us. Greg and John exclusively highlight many other TV shows and exclusive stuff over there. And helps keep the lights on, helps keep the co-hosts coming back in. So we appreciate it. And full-length reaction where you sync up with your own copy over there. Anybody want to start us off?
Sure, I'll go.
Okay. What'd you think?
I thought this was a really good episode. It was definitely, I think, I don't want to say calmer, but last episode ended on such like a high of emotional stakes and action. And I felt like this was a nice episode where things were still happening, but it was definitely lax compared to the last week's episode. But some good stuff happened, some good developments happened. Matt Murdock is back in the spotlight again, returning publicly as a lawyer. obviously Daniel's death, and then the battle of the wits between Heather and Karen. Karen, yes. Yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the episode. Just seeing those two mental battles going between the two of them and who had the upper hand at different points and getting under each other's skin. I thought that stuff was all great. Yeah, it's interesting getting an episode where we are now just starting to enter like the state that Fisk is in on the other side of the Vanessa death. He's still plotting, but he's still very much like a quiet force. Thinking people were acting on his behalf. As they've been the entire show. But I'm very curious to see how that bubbles over in the finale here. Yeah, overall, I think it was a really good episode that set up a lot of things that are to come in the finale. It was great to see Jessica Jones again and get that little tease about Luke being overseas. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. It's definitely a very different place when we last left the Defenders characters, but I'm curious to see how, that stuff kind of comes to fruition and comes to the surface. Yeah, overall, thumbs up, positive episode, and just excited for the finale.
I know Greg usually likes to hear all our thoughts before he shares, so I'll go to him last. Fellow Geek Chick?
I really love that this show manages to surprise us every single week, and this one was in its format. We had that huge climax last week that felt like it could have been its own finale, and this week, instead of just escalating action, it put us back in the pressure cooker. And if you look at the actual format of this show, this season, every time there's a crescendo of action, the next week doesn't just keep escalating. It allows for this turmoil, and this whole episode just felt like pressure. And I really love that we've got so many characters we care about, which we've talked about the whole season. There's so many supporting characters we're now invested in when we weren't really season one, that you can have an episode where it's exciting to see Heather and Karen fight it out, where you're excited to see Daniel and Buck, and you're invested in both of them. This episode showed this climax of pressure, and it had stuff like Kingpin and Karen reuniting for the first time in forever, and it had Mahoney coming back. So this episode really showed how many characters we're actually excited about. If you'd told me, I'd be like, Mahoney. It's really impressive that it is an ensemble piece, and that's what comics are when they're written well, when you actually care about Urich. Like, I care about Phil Urich a lot in the comic books, so when they killed him, I was like devastated, but then they've managed to make BB an actually investable character. And it's interesting, I noticed how much she was wearing green. She's worn green a lot this season, but if you look at the actual journey of Urich becomes a goblin. And I was like so fascinated by the amount of green she wears without fail, and I was like, I don't know if that's a thing they did on purpose, but I kept thinking it. But it was really cool to see Gandolfini's character in the position of us genuinely not knowing which way he was going to go, and I was genuinely being invested in both directions, and we felt that for Buck, and we felt that with all these characters. So this episode just to me was an incredible pressure cooker that had action in dialogue. I was just as riveted by a courtroom scene as I was by any of the crazy choreography. I was just as invested in what Wilson could possibly, Bullseye, what Wilson Bethel in those moments of great acting could do to pay off that moment. Like the whole episode, we don't know what he's going to do. I thought I was going to be right about the governor, but that's a great dynamic to have so many wild cards throughout the episode. And it gave us Matt back in church. It did a lot of the things we've been waiting for. Yeah. We've seen Matt in church, but never as Matt. we've had him as, an agent. We've had all these things. So to see the imagery of Matt in church, having Jessica come in to be his savior, all of these things to set up a final episode, I just really impressed with whatever they did to map out this show. I want to see the boards, because it's so cool to see this rising action, and then the action, it's not an action stop. It's like they pivot to dramatic tension rising. So it allows for this constantly cascading build, and it's really powerful writing and storytelling. So really impressed, really excited for the finale. Very fulfilled by this episode, because they could have done the easy thing and just had Fisk, rampaging for half of the season. Sure. But instead, he's gonna get something, and we're more anticipatory for it. So, really dug it.
Greg, would you like to go, or do you want me to?
I don't want to
Okay.
Craig's not going to go. He's just out. He's good.
No, you guys are making some great points, and I like that this episode too focused on the battle of the minds and redemption.
Yeah.
And when it comes to redemption, you got Bullseye a little bit there, obviously doing that one good deed for himself, and then I also think too, like Cole North is a fascinating character that you can somewhat focus on a little bit too, because he's answering questions there, but there was a look he was giving too in the last episode when he saw what Powell did to one of their own.
Yeah.
And it's making me curious too if he's going to possibly turn on them just because he sees like what they've been doing from last season to this season, now the actions of that, and then also to the line of questioning that Kirsten was giving them. Like, am I really on the right side here? So, that's such a prevalent theme in this season. So I'm very fascinated. Like, and the TLC they've given to such supporting characters like Daniel, like Heather, and BB and all of them. Like, that's why I like stuff like that with Cole. Like, just those types of looks like really go a long way with me. So I'm very anxious to see in the next episode what a character like Cole North is going to do.
Yeah.
And I was really like, like Coy just said, when it comes to in this episode with the pressure cooker, like there was so much suspense in this episode just with Daniel and BB. Like, I really didn't know what he's going to do, and he was really in a tough spot, literally. Wilson Fisk doesn't really recruit people a lot of times out of loyalty, unless it's like a Wesley or possibly a Bucky. A lot of times he recruits out of fear, and he finds that weak spot, and he manipulates. So when it comes to Daniel, the way he recruited him there, like, it was completely out of fear, and I wouldn't say it was justified if he did give up BB, but from a perspective standpoint, I'd be like, I understand why he did that, but that was. It was a redemption in my mind, with that character, like, taking that route. That was a tough stance to do, but he loved her and he cared about her, and like he faced the music. And Wilson Fisk was a man that he worshipped at the beginning, and now like this is where it led him, and that was a tough path to take. But he's a great character. I like that they put that care into the supporting characters, and that's what made the first 3 seasons of the show so special. Is you really gave a damn about those supporting characters, and and the dialogue you had in those moments with those characters were just so incredible. And so I really feel like they've done such a great job in this season as well. I agree with you, though. That scene between Heather and Karen, that was so much fun to watch, like breaking into the mind of the actual therapist like that, while you have the symbolism of Muse in the background as well, that she's already been breaking this entire season. I thought that was so fascinating visually speaking as well, but that was really good stuff too. And then I like that they intercut immediately too, because her and Buck might possibly be an item. And we saw them trauma bonding like last episode, and then they're both literally physically interrogating someone else back to back in scenes like that. So I like how that was presented as well. That was very fascinating too. But really good episode. But one of my favorite interactions too, I would say, was Wilson Fisk and Karen. Because Wilson we know he's a man-child, but he's also he's cold, he's calculating, strategic, and we know what little humanity had was completely shred from what happened in the last episode with Vanessa. So, and we knew one of the very rare few people that he cared about was also Wesley, and we know that Karen's the one who took him out. So to see him interacting with Karen, and when he had his fist at her, he wanted to do more, but again, he's calculating. So that was such an interesting interaction to not actually do anything to her, because he's such a calculating human being, and he wanted to do the trial and not make a martyr out of her. So great episode, good penultimate build-up. Can't wait to see what happens next. Craig, what are your thoughts?
Mahoney's back.
Yes!
That was such a pop.
Yeah.
More is there to say?
Mahoney spinoff.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was genuinely really actually happy about that.
I hope Royce Johnson watches our show.
Yes.
He can see our zeal.
Yeah, man. I feel like this episode was so much about the yin and yang within people, the contradictions that we all have.
Yeah.
When you look at Daniel, it was a constant, tug and pull. Which way do I go? The contradiction of if I do this thing, then this thing happens. If I do this thing, this other thing happens. And then even right down to the conversations that everyone here highlighted between Heather and Karen. Karen actually just admits the contradictions that she has in her relationship dynamic with Matt of like, I feel this one thing, but then I also have this other thing about him. And that gives me strength. And the idea of Heather, who started off as this just a therapist who really wanted to do good and now was going after vigilantes. She was already doing a book on that. And in the pursuit of all this is now becoming the very thing that is worse. The thing that vigilantes aim to take down. She is slowly becoming that thing. Wilson, on the other hand, like his choices are so fascinating because a lot of people, myself included, might have expected more of a guy who boils over and starts to explode. Instead, that's not his path. He's the kind of guy who is reverted back to who he was before Vanessa. He's a lot more cold. And when you get him to this point, he's a general. He's going to be calculating. He's not going to when he loses his cool, he knows how to pull himself back in. And he knows when he loses his cool, that is actually a weakness in those times. And so I love when we were watching all the trials and everything, you never see him like becoming explosive in these moments. He's in his prime right now. He's really in his own element. This episode was fascinating to me because it wasn't like the highlights of it were not really as good as Wilson is, as cool as it is to see Matt go back to church and like rely on God in this, because Matt in himself, like the concept of Daredevil is a walking contradiction. It's the devil who goes to church, And the real highlight though was the supporting characters, the interaction between like Buck dealing with the contradictions within himself when he's fighting with Daniel. And as that prayer was going around, cutting to everyone, it really reminded me of like the ending of The Godfather when the prayer was going. And everyone here seen Godfather? I know two people here have. When the Godfather prayer is happening and they're cutting around to the different characters, and we're seeing how, even though it's one prayer that means one thing, applied to each individual, it's going to mean a completely different thing depending on who you're cutting to at that moment in time. And I was impressed by that because this was an episode that decided to be very character-driven. This is something that has a lot of themes and a lot of big plot constructions, yet the domino effects that are occurring do seem from within of who these people are. Bullseye being the contradiction of every part of Bullseye is a tug and pull. And even in this moment of helping to save, I think the last thing Matt really wanted was for Bullseye to murder someone. I don't think
that's his way.
And Matt had to know, though, that that's what Bullseye would probably do, though. And that goes back to the contradiction point where you have to challenge yourself. He talks to Karen directly about there are certain lines that we're going to have to now cross into because they're in revolutionary territory here. It's not the time to, like, they talk about order. They don't talk a lot about law, even though there's a whole court case thing here. Law is kind of very wishy-washy in this world.
Because the law is Kingpin.
The law is Kingpin.
And so that's not order.
Yeah, exactly. So I was pleasantly happy with this one. It wasn't perhaps like the most exhilarating one of them all. I agree with like the tension being felt. But I think the final episode will be very focused on our main players. I like Jessica Jones coming back, even though that felt kind of like obvious right when she was leaving. Like, no, you're gonna come back.
Yeah.
Right? like all signs point to you'll be back. At least by the next episode, right? So I'm happy she's here. And I'm kind of curious though about the Jessica Jones stuff because it's been nice seeing her, but it hasn't really been like the most impactful stuff. You know what I mean?
It feels additive, but I'm not mad that it's here.
Yes. I would say that too. Like, there's nothing. I love watching her, and I was so bummed. Part of the cancellations, I was so bummed to lose her, and she was some of my favorite casting in all of MCU as well. At the same time, her inclusion here has been like yeah, kind of just by the numbers, Jessica Jones shit. Like even though she's been in a couple episodes, she's gonna be in the next one. It just feels like a very extended cameo.
Yeah.
Instead of a character thing right now. It does feel like a lot of setup for the next one. She's good though. She's good. But I wish there was a little bit more meat to what they're giving her, and instead of she's doing the Jessica Jones stuff.
Yeah, especially with how character rich her series is, you would expect like some sort of like meat to what's going on with her. But it is likely it does feel all like surface level setup stuff.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun though to watch her interact with
Mr.
Charles.
Matt.
Oh yeah,
because you don't really see him get really fearful of anyone else. So to see him be in a position like that, that was very fascinating.
He's
to
not scared
watch.
of Kingpin,
Yeah,
but he's
not
terrified of
scared
Jessica
Kingpin at all.
Jones.
Yeah. So that was
And knows her her legend.
Yeah, for sure, and also like
And how's he connected to Luke?
Yeah, too, and also the contrast too between when the interactions when like their styles between her and Matt. I always love watching them go back and forth between each other. That's always just fun.
I also like the really comic-y dialogue of like, you need to save this city. Like that, all that roof stuff felt very like they're aware what they're doing. And then passing the torch of like, it's your turn to save the city. I thought it was cheeky. I liked it.
Also, I hope it's not foul play to say this because Mike Coulter literally put it out himself, but like the picture of him and then Danny Rand and freaking Jessica Jones, he's still wearing his suit like he was at the end of his show. So I'm like, what do they mean he's overseas? What do they got him doing? Is he working with the government now? In what capacity? I'm very curious because they dropped that little name tease. Everything with Jessica Jones feels like a tease for the next season.
He's in Latveria.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
Yes. He will be back in Avengers Doomsday.
I think this is a really solid build to a finale because Marvel does have a big finale unevenness problem, and I love that they slowed down and built pressure before the finale because that means it's going to feel like a finale.
It's odd to say. I do kind of wish it was a little more episodes, though.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
We were actually talking about that a few days back, right?
Yeah, I kind of felt it because the scene though with Kingpin and Karen at the beginning was nice, but I expected or was hoping like that sort of battle of the wits with the two of them more to a greater degree. I'm like, I really want to know what's going on with Karen's internal world because I felt like though it is an ensemble, I felt like most of the character stuff goes towards Matt. And I'm like, I would like to spend a little bit more time investigating Karen's, in internal world and how she's feeling.
I think we lose her next episode.
Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah.
Those two scenes.
Being convinced she's going to die since episode 1 of the show.
But this specifically episode was her reuniting with Kingpin and challenging Kingpin, and then her toe to toe with Heather Glenn. Like I think, and her like loving on Matt, like the speech about Matt.
Yeah, that scene outside the jail cell, that really frightened me.
I think, every scene in this episode is a goodbye scene.
I'll be more surprised if she doesn't die. I feel like Frank would be trying to get involved and try to save her.
You would think it's kind of wild for as much as they've mentioned Frank that he's not in the season, and I'm very curious to see the special to find out why that is.
Yeah, he's the finale effectively because they're playing it the week after.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is true.
But also, too, I wasn't even sure if they were actually going to pull the trigger on freaking Daniel there at the end.
Yeah,
I
was
thought that
awesome.
was like going to be a red herring. So
it seemed like he was seriously debating it. So I'm like, oh, maybe he will have a change of heart. Nope.
No, that's the whole
good writing.
No, that's the whole point.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, though, is that he made in the episode that honored the Netflix episodes. They were making a point that he chose the path, and that's what Daniel would not do. So they made it like very clear, like, he's gonna kill him, So I'm just saying,
And he got to be a
don't
good
act
guy.
so surprised. Jesus Christ, guys!
Don't fall for it,
guys.
I was surprised they did it. I thought they do it as a cliffhanger. I was really surprised they did it, and then he walked out. I thought it was going to be like credits.
True. I was saying I wish it was longer because the Netflix era was interesting because when it was a great season, we were happy there were 13 episodes, and then when it wasn't a great, we were like, there's too many episodes.
I like every season.
Whereas this I kind of felt it in this episode particularly of my mind did go back to Netflix era of I really feel like we could have gotten like really good court stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that felt very quick.
Yeah, it's feeling very like really simmered the tension. And then they had the scene where he puts where Wilson chokes her, and like there's this insanely incredible scene when Karen visits Wilson in season 3.
Yes,
And
that's what it was harkening back to.
It was so tense, but because they have 13 episodes, they can
and
they
40
can,
minutes.
They can really take their time in those 13. Yeah, and
These episodes are shorter and
they're
less.
shorter and less time. So they're aiming to tell more of like a movie build here. Like the rhythm of Born Again is very different. But it was just having me go like I just know that in the Netflix era we could really like simmer in these and like really melt in the tension here. But still good stuff. Still enjoyed it. And fucking Deborah Ann Woll still kills it, man. She's still amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, her talent was definitely on display in that scene against Heather. That was awesome to watch. Yeah.
One more week.
Yeah.
One more week.
Any other thoughts, guys?
No, man, this is great.
I'm
Can't
so
wait for
excited for the finale. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let us know your thoughts in
prayers.
comments below. Yes, let us know your prayers, your thoughts below. Whatever you think is going to happen in the next episode, let us know. Love to hear your thoughts. Take care, and we will see you guys in the finale.
Bye, Daniel.
Yeah.
Bye.
R.I.P.